Let's take a quick look at the starting lineup. David Price will be facing. New York has Derek Jeter in the leadoff spot, followed by Jerry Hairston Jr. and Mark Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez, Nick Swisher. He's shown big power against the Rays this year. Jorge Posada will catch, followed by Robinson Cano, Melky Cabrera, and the DH is Jose Molina.
David Price comes in at 9-7 with a 4.60 earned run average overall in 22 starts. At the Trop in 11 starts and 12 career appearances here. 7-3 with a 3.08. So he has pitched much better at home. 121 and a third innings here in the big leagues. Of course, he started the year in AAA. It's finishing in fine fashion. Coming off a little bit of a rough start in Texas where he had a no decision, but sure he'll be up for this start tonight. Take a look at the defense behind David Price tonight around the outfield. Carl Crofton left, B.J. Upton in center. Gabe Kapler gets a start against the lefty CC Sabathia. Evan Longoria at third, Jason Bartlett at short, Ben Zobrist at second, Willie Ibar at first, and Dion Navarro behind the plate for David Price.
And there's a look at Joe Girardi, the young manager. He has his club atop the East. Winners of 102 games, 57 losses. They've had a great second half and a sizzling offense. Here's Derek Jeter to lead it off, hitting .335, and he bounces one to third. Longoria has it, and the throw to first. Jeter is out of there. One away as we're underway right on time tonight. Bases empty as Jerry Hairston Jr. prepares to step in. Once again tonight, proud to bring you this game in high definition. So one pitch, one out for David Price. Well, the Yankees are tops in runs scored at 898. They're second overall in team hitting. There's a strike, but tops in home runs and tops in on-base percentage, tops in slugging percentage. That's a strike to Hairston Jr. 1-1 now. Joe Maddon's Rays coming in with 82 wins and 77 losses. It's a little bit high. 2-1.
Not bad. A little breaking ball. Well, all those numbers you're talking about, Dwayne, they did go out and spend the money, but not always has it worked out for the Yankees when they spent a lot of money. This time, they did a good job evaluating and getting the right guys, obviously.
And a foul. That's out of play. So the count evens.
I can remember when they went back and got Jared Wright and they got Carl Pavano, and neither one of those guys worked out. They wanted to get younger in the rotation. This time around, Brian Cashman spent the money on CC Sabathia. There's a guy that never gets hurt, makes all of his starts, and he's done that again this year. 227 in the third inning for CC Sabathia.
Foul ball on a fastball, holding the count at 2-2. Sabathia making the start tonight. And he was part of the big expenditure that the Yankees made to beef up their ball club after last year when they finished third, 89 and 73. So these two teams have flip-flopped in the American League East. The Rays winning it last year, third now. This time a year ago, the Rays were winning it, and the Yankees were finishing third. Full count to Hairston. Shot into center field. Upton going back is there, and he reaches up to make the catch. Upton showing some range on that ball hit by Hairston Jr. That's a fine running catch by Upton.
And that was a bullet hit by Hairston Jr. right there. And BJ once again got a good jump. We've seen him make 3 or 4 outstanding catches. That is not an easy play. That ball was taken off on most line drives like that. Look at this. Great backspin right there. That's a laser beam, and he reaches up and snares it.
So 2 outs in the first. Here's Mark Teixeira, and up and in, and he is hit. Teixeira hit on a pitch up and in. Girardi out to take a look at him. Gene Monahan, one of the trainers.
You know, that's the last thing that Joe Girardi and the Yankees want, is one of their key starters to get hurt and have to miss the playoffs. I'm not saying he is, but he's staying down for him a long time.
So Teixeira up and slowly making his way up the first base line.
The Navarro sets up in. David Price just got away from him. Hit him on the left, the tricep area, left arm, upper side of his left arm, and good thing he turned in the right way. Wow.
That was a close call.
Yes, it was.
Teixeira is at first. 2 outs, and here's Alex Rodriguez. There's a strike on the outside part of the plate to Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod, 28 homers and 93 runs batted in. And a foul the other way, out of play. 2 strikes.
Those are a couple good fastballs down right there. That's the fastball command that David has shown improvement on. That's what we're talking about. Not just fastballs. Those are down and on the outside corner. Those are good pitches.
Deep center. Upton is there though, and he makes the catch on the track to retire the side. No runs, a hit batter, and a man left. Bottom of the first coming, no score. Rays have Jason Bartlett, Carl Crawford, and Evan Longoria. Then Ben Zobrist, followed by Willie Ibar and Gabe Kapler. DJ Upton, Deanna Navarro, and Fernando Perez hits ninth. He is the DH tonight.
Yeah, the big lefty CC Sabathia on the mound, coming in at 19-7 with a 3.21 earned run average in 33 starts, a couple of complete games. Impressive 227 1/3 innings pitch, and he has been on fire, 9-0 in his last 11 starts with a 2.04. And you know, CC really ended the Rays season when he hit Carlos Pena, intentional or not. He hit Carlos Pena, broke his fingers, and really that was the downfall of the Rays.
Here's Jason Bartlett. The pitch is a strike, and we're not here to say whether he hit him on purpose or not, and we're not here to say whether Price
just making a point
threw at the Teixeira, but those things sometimes happen. The 0-1 pitch, and it's down 1-1, and here is a look at Carlos being hit and his fingers broken by Sabathia.
And that's exactly right. They tried to go in on him. That got away. And got away effectively. And the same thing happened with David Price at Teixeira.
Pitch drops low. 2-1. And you know, whether that was on purpose or not, and you can argue that it might have been or not, I think it's an important occurrence for the maturation process of this Rays team to have that happen. You know, final weekend of the season, they're still playing hardball.
That's a good old country hardball. That's exactly where I was going with that. And obviously you don't want to see anybody get hit up in the head area or anything like that. But hey, pitching inside is part of it, and pitching inside effectively to keep the guy off the plate is part of it. And that's what CC was trying to do to Carlos. And really, the Rays had just come off a 3-game losing streak to the Tigers, but we're still in the wild card hunt. And after that, the team went in the tank for a while. Went on to lose 11 in all in a row. Carlos was on fire at the time. He'd probably have about 46, 47 home runs.
There's a base hit up the middle for Bartlett off a 3-2 pitch, and Jason is aboard. So a leadoff single by the Rays shortstop.
Well, he continues. Jason Bartlett coming in at 317. That's a fastball away, and he rifles it right back through the middle. Again, that short swing right there, that lead arm, that nice flex of the lead arm gets you through the ball very quickly. That's what a short swing is. And he's got one.
There's Carl Crawford. Carl starts the evening 9th in the league in hitting at 306. Bartlett off and running. The pitch is a strike, and there's no throw. So Bartlett has his 29th stolen base of the year.
Well, that would be considered a good take because Carl recognized that Bartlett had a huge jump, went on the first move, and he goes in there standing up.
Crawford fouls it out of play. 2 strikes.
One more for 30 for Jason. I'm sure in this series he'll try to get that number.
Crawford down in the count. Carl has hit over 330 against the American League East this year. 331 inside the AL East. And he has extended at bats just as he did right there with that 0-2 pitch, fouling it off. And that's been a big step forward for Carl this year. And a ground ball right side. Teixeira bobbles it. Everybody's going to be safe. Bartlett goes to third, and Crawford is aboard on the error. 4th error of the year charged to Teixeira.
Well, a couple of things there. That's a great at bat by Carl to be putting it up in play right there, and also to be able to pull it with 2 strikes. Number 2, you don't expect Teixeira to boot it, and number 3, CC Sabathia did not cover first base because the ball went to Teixeira. I think he just took it for granted.
And you know, Teixeira, when he bobbled that, might have had a play, but Sabathia was not over there, and Sabathia just motioned to Teixeira, that's on me.
Absolutely, yeah, he forgot to cover first base. And even if he did field that cleanly, it's Carl Crawford running.
Yeah.
That would have been a sprint to the bag. I think Carl might have beat it. So a little mental mistake there by CC Sabathia.
There's Evan Longoria. And Crawford's backhand at first. Longoria, 4th in runs batted in, 9th in home runs, and you see Carl there with 60 steals. And a pitch high, a fastball. 1-0 the count.
I know Evan wants to get back up over that 280 mark. He was pushing 284, 285. He's had a couple of nights against the Orioles here, last couple without hits.
And this one is cued foul off the end of the bat. The count is 1-1. Evan is 2 for 5 against Sabathia. Both of those hits home runs. Up again with a fastball, and it's 2-1.
While Jorge Posada goes out and talks to CC Sabathia, the Yankees defensively in the outfield have Jerry Harrison Jr. in left, Melky Cabrera in center, and Nick Swisher in right. Around the infield, Alex Rodriguez at third, Derek Jeter at short, Robinson Cano at second, and Mark Teixeira you just saw at first base, and Jorge Posada behind the plate.
2 balls and a strike. And a good look for ball 3 low. It's 3-1.
I think when Jorge went out there on the fastball especially, I'm sure he told Scherzer, you're not getting over your front leg, you got to finish your pitches off. So he exaggerated right there on the breaking ball and dropped it in there low.
And this one high, popping away. But it's ball 4. Down to second goes Crawford as Longoria walks. Rays have the bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the first, and Ben Zobrist coming up.
Yeah, another high fastball. Scherzer just having trouble here in the first inning, getting over the front leg, then in the back, finishing off his pitches, driving it down in the zone. And Ben Zobrist comes in having a nice week here in the final week at home, and he's hit every high fastball this week that we've seen. About that with the bases loaded. 4 home runs, 33 RBIs, and he's 9 for 21.
And he's 4 for 10 lifetime against Sabathia with a home run. And the Rays in a spot to strike early. And a foul ball right back this way. It's going to be just below us. Strike 1.
Little breaking ball right there, first pitch. A lot of times when guys are high with the fastball, you will call sliders or curves to try to get the pitcher to finish off and get the ball down, and then you'll go right back to your fastball. That was a slider right there.
Zobrist hitting .312 from the right side. And he fouls this one back. Fastball fouled back into the right. 0-2.
Ben has shown he can hit the high fastball. That was a little too high. That was up and out of the zone. Yeah, when he gets that high fastball at the top of the strike zone, he's been able to level it out, get on top of it, and hit it out of the ballpark.
Good. Behind in the count now.
Good high ball hitter.
And he takes it low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He checked in time. Ryan Runge down at first. Rob Drake's at second with Kerwin Danley at third base. Wally Bell is calling the balls and strikes. A 16-plus year veteran. Hails from the great state of Ohio. A ball, 2 strikes. And a line drive to second for the out. No chance for Cano to go anywhere else with a throw on a double play attempt. So just the 1 out as he broke his bat, lined it to second. Bases remain loaded.
Yeah, that was a jam shot right there. Got in on Ben and wasn't hit hard enough to get over Cano's head, and also because it wasn't hit hard, the runners had time to get back to their bags.
Here's Willie Ibar. Bartlett opened with a base hit, stole second, went to third on the error when Crawford reached. Longoria walked. They're loaded, 1 out. Ibar shoots it foul, and that had Bartlett ducking down the third base side. Strike 1. Willie's hit safely in 14 of his last 15 games. And he lifts a pop-up right side. Scherzer after it. Might have a play, and does. And gets the throw back into the plate. No chance for Bartlett to tag and score on that one. Scherzer quickly made the play and then looked to the plate.
Yeah, nice reactions from Mark Teixeira right there. He tracked the ball, and CC trying to point and give him a little help right there. And good reactions getting the ball back in. He knows exactly where he's at as he took that peek at the stands. Nice play. That's the defense we're used to seeing from him.
So 2 outs. Now it's Gabe Kapler. Gabe in there in right field tonight. Pitch is high, hitting .235 overall, but most of his damage has come against left-handed pitching. Sabathia delivers. Misses high. 2 balls, no strikes. Sabathia was 19-7 in 07. Won the Cy Young Award that year. 19-7 right now. And the 2-0 to Kapler is high again for ball 3. 3-0.
He still hasn't shown fastball command because Ben Zobrist chased a pitch up and Ibar chased a pitch up and really helped CC out.
Three and nothing the count. And Kapler takes it for a strike. 3-1.
Yeah, that ball cut on him. That's not even exactly where he wanted it. He wanted that ball away. Look how that thing ran in the inside corner, and it was. It did bite the inside corner. It's a good call, even though he missed location by about 14 inches.
3-1. Kapler takes that one for a strike, and now it's a full count. Kapler trying to coax the walk out of that pitch. Wally Bell said no. Bases loaded. 2 outs, a 3-2 count to Kapler. Here it is. Runners go, and the pitch is fouled back. He threw him a fastball.
Well, he got a cookie right there, right on a platter. Good swing. Straight back. I mean, that tells you he was right on it. That is right in his wheelhouse. Just missed it.
So another 3-2 pitch to be made. Here it is. And it's low for ball 4. So that will force home a run. Bartlett crosses the plate. Crawford to third, Longoria to second, and Kapler with a run batted in. His 32nd of the year.
It's down. That's a nice at bat by Gabe Kapler. Good battle. That's down all the way. See Jorge trying to bring it up. See, he tries to pull it up right there, and that tells you it was down. Side shot, ball below the front knee right there. Definitely a ball. Good call. Good at bat.
So the Rays get the first run of the night. Here's B.J. Upton. And he shoots one on the line past Cano. Crawford scores. Longoria scores. Ball's going to go to the wall. Kapler will score. Upton goes to third. He'll stop there, and that clears the bases. That will make it a 4-0 game. It started as a line drive that got over Cano's head and wound up going all the way to the fence. A triple and 3 runs batted in for Upton.
That ball was hit so hard at Cano, he didn't have time to react. It just took off. That was a laser shot by B.J. Upton. That was really a rocket. Take a look once again. It's a fastball, first pitch, out over the plate and up. That's just a bullet. Cano did all he could to get up, but it was already by him by the time he jumped. It was hit so hard, and so hit so hard that Swisher couldn't even stop it. And it goes all the way to the wall. Once it got past Swisher, you knew it was a triple and a bases clearing triple.
4th triple of the year for Upton. Gives him 52 runs batted in. And the Rays take advantage of this first inning scoring opportunity They put 4 up. And here's Deanna Navarro. The first pitch is a strike. Boy, that at bat by Kapler to get that first run, enable the Rays to get Upton up there.
You know, Cade's done a nice job. I mean, we talked about him last night a little bit. I mean, that's what they got him for, to hit lefties, and he's done that. He's hitting, what, around 290 or plus against lefties? Good at bats, walks.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's played all over the outfield as they thought he would, and
done a good job.
He was brought in to face left-handed pitching, and after a slow start, he's been very, very good in that regard.
That's what they got him for, and I like his attitude. He's a good teammate, hustler all the time.
A little tap, third base side. That ball's going to go foul. The count progresses to 1-2.
I was watching BJ today during batting practice do exactly what he just did in the game, and I was thinking, well, I hope he takes that into the game. He was hitting the ball with backspin in batting practice today. I mean, he was hitting some rockets. He hit a few balls that went deep into the bleachers in left field. Yeah, granted it's batting practice, but I was just watching him from up here, watching the foot and the load. Steve Henderson was right on the screen, right behind him, talking to him, you know, and watching. And BJ's had a nice week here.
Edouard Ramirez up in the bullpen. 32 pitches here in the first by Sabathia. And a high fly ball, not very deep. Hairston and Cabrera. It's Cabrera making the grab to retire the side. Big first for the Rays. They score 4. A triple by Upton. Drove in 3. 4-0 Rays. Lead 4-0. We go to the second. Be a part of Rays Fandemonium today through Sunday. Scratch off cards benefiting the Rays Baseball Foundation and the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association Education Foundation, available through donation. Prizes include Rays game-worn jerseys, great discounts around town, and a Kia Forte. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets. On the hill, David Price for the Rays. Nick Swisher, the right fielder, steps in for New York. Pitch to him is a ball down and in.
He's had a good year.
Well, he's had a great year just against the Rays.
He's not kidding.
Takes a strike. It's 1-1. Yeah, he's been one of those guys. You know, you look at his average 251, but you know, big home run numbers and over 80 runs batted in. He's been a very important part of this New York team.
Yeah, that was a nice trade. That was a Wilson Betterment trade to the White Sox.
Now Price is behind, 3-1. Posada next, and then Cano. That's a strike on the outside edge. Swisher trying to work the walk. Full count. Price making his third start against the Yankees. And that is ball 4. He missed with a fastball. So a leadoff pass. And that gets Posada to the plate.
David is not too sure about that. He thought he might have had it there. And that fastball.
Taking another look here.
Yeah, overhead. Let's see. Wow.
Well, that's pretty close.
Wow,
I'll tell you.
That's too close to take. But
you know, it is. It's so close that, and I think that must have been, you know, the old days with that wide strike zone and some of the National League umpires. Hey, if you're going to take a pitch that close, you don't swing, you're going to be called out on strike.
Oh, that used to be the way it is. Absolutely. I mean, that hit the black of home plate. Nick gets a call. I mean, he complained about the one before and the second one he gets.
One strike on Posada. This one away. Fastball out there, 1-1, and that pitch was fairly close.
Yeah. Pretty good pitches.
And it's low. 2-1. First start Price made against the Yankees this year was in early June up in New York. The Rays won that game 9-7, and Price worked 2 outs into the 6th inning and gave up 3 runs, 1 earned. 2-2, and he was touched for a home run by Alex Rodriguez in that one. The next time he faced New York was also up there in early September. Pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 3 hits, and was not involved in that decision. That runs the count to 3-2 to Posada. And strike 3 call. Now Posada trying to work the walk, and he has a word with Wally Bell as he departs.
Well, that had plenty of the plate. I think Jorge's only argument was it up, and it wasn't. It was right there, right at the top of the zone. Had plenty of the plate. Yeah, right in the midpoint between the letters and the belt. That's the top of the strike zone. That's where that was. Perfect pitch.
First strikeout for Price, the first out in the 2nd inning. Robinson Cano. Low and away. Cano's had an outstanding year at the plate. When you look at his average, 6th in the league at .322, 25 home runs, and he's hit over 300 against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, he really is, and he's shown some excellent power with backspin.
Ground ball toward the middle. That's a base hit into center. Swisher stops at second, and Cano picks up the first hit of the night for New York. 1 out single in the 2nd.
Well, just like you said, he stays in there on lefties. Nice short swing. Shoots it right back through the middle.
Now the switch hitting Melky Cabrera.
You know, Cano was a guy that Joe Girardi said last winter at the winter meetings, in talking to Joe, that he wanted Cano to have more responsibility in the lineup and really to work on his swing. Kevin Long, the hitting coach, went down to the Dominican and they worked on it. He played some winter ball and he shortened his swing up.
There's a strike at the knees to Cabrera. Navarro with a look toward first there, where Cano's the runner.
Kevin Long, the hitting coach. Now here's a guy who was really an established big leaguer, but he didn't have a great year last year, especially first half.
Up the middle, base hit into center. Upton charges. Swisher's headed to the plate. So is the throw. Not in time, and the runners are at first and second. That makes it 4-1. So Cabrera takes one up the middle. Swisher scores. Cano at second, and for Cabrera, RBI number 68.
Ball kind of ran on B.J. Upton. I think they had a shot at him at home. Here, take a look. It's a fastball pretty much right down the middle. Cabrera shoots it right back up the middle. Watch B.J. closing fast. I think if he throws a strike, he's got Swisher. I think he's got time. Up and away.
Here's Molina. Swinging and missing. Strike 1. He was going out after that fastball. Molina the DH tonight. Wave and a miss. And aggressive on a fastball. 2 strikes.
I think Jose's going to be a guy in the postseason to catch Burnett. They've had a pretty good rapport, and Burnett has kind of indicated that, well, he has indicated he likes the way he calls the game for him.
Ball, 2 strikes. Well, he was a very good pickup by the Yankees, Molina.
As well as that guy right there.
Yeah. Well, you know, we talked about Teixeira, but picking up Burnett and Sabathia is something that they did, and not just any starting pitchers. Molina's out on strikes, but the Yankees not making the postseason last year, and prior to that, in their last 17 playoff games, the Yankees have gone 4-13. And one of the reasons they felt that was true was the lack of power arms.
Yeah.
Well, they've added Sabathia, number 1, and we saw Burnett, another power arm, and that's part of the thinking that went into signing those guys.
That's exactly right, and I was reading some comments by Joe Torre today, the Dodgers manager.
A strike to Jeter.
That's a curveball right there. He's been throwing that pitch this year. Not always a slider. That's a little curveball. 74 miles an hour. Nice pitch. Get a little curve break to it. It's not a slider.
It's low, 1-1.
But Joe had said, "Hey, we're going to go as far as our pitching." The Dodgers is talking now. Now he doesn't have those dominant arms in L.A. We got one kid, Clayton Kershaw, throws 95 to 97. But he's 21 years old. He'll certainly pitch one of their games in the postseason.
There's a strike, and the reason that's true, it's a long season for some of those hitters, and their bats tend to get a little slower.
Yep.
And if you've got a power arm, you can take advantage of that.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And of course, a couple of years ago when you mentioned CC Sabathia in 07 won the Cy Young Award, that's exactly that's when Carmona and CC were dominant.
Ground ball, foul outside of first. Holds the count to 1-2.
And they shut the Yankees down that year and then went on to play the Red Sox and were within 1 win of going to the World Series. They were up 3-1, and unfortunately for the Indians at that time, CC did not pitch well in the LCS against the Red Sox. And that's, some people of course are bringing that up. But will he learn from that from 2 years ago? I think so.
Yeah.
I'll take my chances with him.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
Yes.
1-2 the count to Jeter. And he takes a fastball outside, 2-2. Here's another guy. We talked about the year that Jeter's had, 3rd in the league in hitting at .335, and a big part of that against left-handed pitching. He's hitting over .400 against lefties. And the pitch is inside. Full count.
I think he really has had an MVP year.
Yeah, I do too. I look at him, righty lefty, good numbers against righties and outstanding against lefties, and he just gotten better as the season progressed. 3-2 and another foul ball. And it's long been said that he has really been the heart of whatever Yankee team they've had out there. You see, there's some of his competition. You can't argue with Joe Mauer.
No. Up
in Minnesota. He's been so good, and for a catcher to do what he's done offensively, that's big.
And for me, and Teixeira, obviously with 39 home runs and 121 RBIs, people will say, well, you got A-Rod hitting behind you, but you still have to swing the bat and do it.
3-2 again is fouled away.
But I think the leadoff guy, that setting the tone and his personality and the defense and just steady and doing it in New York, and I think he should get major consideration.
Yeah, I do too. I absolutely do. He's 35 years old, and he's put together a great year, and he has set the tone. He's a winning player.
Yeah, you could throw Kendrick Morales on that list too with the Angels. I don't think he'll get it, but he's had a big year for Anaheim.
3-2 again, and another foul ball. So we've got quite a battle going between David Price and Derek Jeter. This next pitch will be the 10th pitch of the at bat.
All that being said, I'm partial to catchers. I think it's Joe Mauer.
Well, I just think it's been amazing what a catcher can do, what he has done offensively this year, and he's such an important part of that team. Number one as a catcher, but his makeup, and he's an intelligent player.
And the fact that he has turned the power on this year, he's picking his spots and actually doing it by design. It's not an accident. And he's going to have his 3rd batting title for a catcher.
3-2 again. And a chopper to short. Bartlett with the hop. Throw to first in time, and Price wins that battle. The Yankees lead 2. They score 1. Rays lead 4-1.
Lead off for the Rays here in the second. Fernando making his first start as the DH in his major league career, and he says he's still trying to figure out what to do as a DH. He doesn't think he's ever had a hit in the minor leagues as a designated hitter. As you can imagine, guys, Columbia University product says he thinks too much when he's the DH in between at bats. Back up to you.
Well, that's a problem shared by a lot of us.
I agree with that.
So here he is, Fernando Perez. Well, if you want somebody to think, Fernando would be a pretty good guy to designate to do exactly that. He could be not only the designated hitter, but the designated thinker.
He can write a book in between at bats. I mean, he's a writer anyway, isn't he?
Yep.
Smart guy.
Takes the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. So the Rays designated thinker up there to lead off here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. He pops it up. That's a foul ball and will be out of play. 1-1. He lost a lot of playing time this year because of the springtime injury to his wrist.
Yeah, I read where he was thinking about playing winter ball, but he said he's not ready yet. He's not 100%. Still.
Pitch is in. 2 balls and a strike.
There was a play several games ago that he hurt his wrist again. I mean, hit the wall, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Two balls, 2 strikes now. His right side is his natural side, and over the last few years in the minor leagues, they have worked with him from the left side, and we've seen him, and the bunting part of that game will be a big part of his game. He's out on strikes. Actually, the bunting part from either side, with his speed, should and will be a big part of his game.
Yeah, Cece just gets him on the outside corner, and Fernando swings right through it. You're right. That bunt last Sunday won the game for the Rays. Got to take that positive moment with you this winter. That 1st and 3rd one out bunt play executed perfectly. That bunt down to first base in Texas.
Jason Bartlett, he takes the ball.
I love that play. That's a great play. I don't know why more teams don't do that.
I know, and Joe Madden just loves that play. He's implemented it here.
I've only seen Joe Torre do it. He brought that play to Los Angeles and do it with he does it with the pitchers. But really, I didn't see him do that when he managed the Yankees. But he did take that play to L.A. Did it a couple times.
Well, he probably took it from Joe Madden managing against him, and
I'm sure
takes it over to the National League.
That play in the minor leagues. I love those types of plays. It's in the book. Pull it out. But you know, the way this team's designed, that's a perfect play because really, you want it with speed guys, especially at first base. They can't leave early. Defense that.
Wave and a miss. Bartlett out in front of the changeup.
And, you know, when you're on third base, you don't have to have blazing speed. You just got to read the bunt correctly. If it's a good bunt, you go. If it's not, then you stay there, and the man goes to second base, second and third.
2-2 now. And that's low. Fastball down. And again, Bartlett's up there with a full count as he was in the first when he started the 4-run first with a base hit into center field. 3-2, and he walks this time. 3 walks given up by CC Sabathia. Joe Girardi flanked by Tony Pena. Girardi, in his second year as the skipper, winning the Eastern Division this year. This will be his first trip to the postseason as a manager. Now Carl Crawford. That's a strike on the outside corner.
Well, you know, if you haven't managed postseason ball anywhere, it's a different experience. Even though Joe has this experience as a catcher and a few world championships playing for Joe Torre, but when you're calling the shots as a manager, the first time you do it, it's not easy because you're going up against veteran managers. Terry Francona, Jimmy Leland, perhaps Rod Gardner, perhaps their first round, one of those 2 teams. Mike Sosha to get that far. These guys have been through it and won, so it's not easy the first time you do it, even though he's got a great ball club.
Fastball high. The count is 1-1.
Joe's a pretty sharp guy, though. He's up for the task. Most managers will say, well, I'm not going to do anything different in the postseason. But in reality, when I hear that, you really do things differently depending on it's a short series.
Yeah, there's a greater sense of urgency.
Absolutely. You better manage differently.
Yep.
Absolutely. And if you lose the first game, let's say they go against Detroit and Verlander beats them, well, guess what? It's a must-win in Game 2. Game 1, everybody, well, it's not a must-win because somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. But in Game 2, it becomes a must-win, especially when you're opening up at home. So it puts more pressure on A.J. Burnett. Should that happen? CC's pitching like this, I mean, it's not the way you want to see him finish the season. Command is not there. But he has been great, CC. Last couple of months, he's been
he has
phenomenal.
Done something, absolutely. Yeah. He's won 9 straight decisions spread over 11 starts, a couple of no decisions in that mix.
And, you know, when you're pitching in the playoffs, there's a different intensity. I mean, you'd rather have a bad game now than...
There's a liner up the right field side. Fair ball, bouncing against the sidewall. Bartlett around third. Foley now is going to stop him. It's a double for Crawford. Foley had an idea about sending him, and just at the very last moment put up the stop sign.
Yeah, and I think he did the right thing. They got to it quickly, got the relay in. I think it would have been very close. And with Evan Longoria coming up and Ben Zobrist, I think it's the right move and 1 out. That's a hanging slider, and there's your checkers double of the game as that hanger goes right into the corner just inside the line. Wisher takes the Karen perfectly. Jason reads the ball. He's just looking at Tom Foley right now, and Tom's waving him to this point. Then he puts on the brakes. That's the right move. Good base coaching by third base coach Tom Foley right there.
Well, this time Sabathia gets a visit from Joe Girardi.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say before that hanger is you'd rather see a bad game now than next Wednesday. Or whenever they decide to open up. Because he will pitch Game 1 in the divisionals. He's going to have a lemon for a game. You'd rather see it be now than that first start.
Well, they're going to walk Longoria intentionally. So this will load the bases with 1 out. And they'll pitch to Zobrist. So Longoria walked and scored in the first. He'll be intentionally walked here in the second inning.
And that's why Joe Girardi went out there instead of their pitching coach, Dave Island. He wanted to find out how you doing, number 1, but he also said, what do you want to do here? Who would you rather face? And that's the manager's got to go ask that question, not the pitching coach. Joe wanted to know firsthand from himself. And I think CC said, I feel let's put him on. I feel pretty good about pitching to Ben Zobrist. That's a conversation that goes on the mound right there. That's not just Joe taking it out of CeCe's hands, because if he was going to walk him automatically, Joe would have just done it from the bench. But he gave CeCe the respect that he deserves and says, hey, what do you feel like doing here? That's good managing right there.
So here's Zobrist for the bases loaded. Longoria came into the game 4 for 10 off Sabathia. Zobrist 2 for 5, and there's a base hit into left. Bartlett scores. Crawford stops at third. Then Zobrist down the ball loose, and Crawford falls down and is going to be tagged out by A-Rod. Crawford started for the plate and then lost his footing, and that gave the Yankees an opportunity to tag him out. He just lost his footing, and it's pure and simple.
Yeah, I think if that had not happened, you're probably going to see the bullpen get up. I don't think Joe Girardi's going to let CeCe get knocked around because he just hasn't shown command. That's another hanger right there. That's a slider, flat. And Ben shoots it right past Derek Jeter to Derek's right. One hopper into left field. You're right. I mean, that's CeCe just lost his footing.
I mean, the Rays had another run there.
Yep.
As CeCe started down, you see.
Yeah, he's nailed. I mean, he just like he's on ice right there. He come out from underneath him.
1-0 the count to Ibar, so 2 outs now in the inning. Throw back to second, and back in is Longoria.
This is interesting. Minnesota put up a 5 spot in the first inning against the Royals, and the White Sox are winning 3-0 in the 6th over Detroit. So the Yankees don't know who they're playing yet.
Ibar shoots it foul down beyond the bullpen and into the stands. 1-2. The Rays have a 5-1 lead on the base hit by Zobrist. Ibar getting time from Wally Bell.
CeCe's got a high pitch count. I got him at what, 56?
That's it.
Wow.
At the bottom of the second inning. And a little pop-up, that's foul, and will carry out a play. About 4 or 5 rows over the screen. Ibar will get another chance. The 1-out walk to Bartlett has been converted into a run. Yankees got a break when Crawford's feet came out from under him. Otherwise, it would be bases loaded and 1 out. Now it's first and second, 2 outs, and a 1-2 count on Ibar. Now the 1-2, and Ibar swings and misses that ball.
It hit him.
And now here comes another run in to score. Longoria crosses the plate. Here comes Zobrist as Ibar goes to second, and we're going to sort this out because he swung and missed, and it hit him. And with first base, well, let's see.
Well,
yep, he's going to be out.
Yeah, because it hit him. It didn't hit the dirt, and Wally Bell's saying, hey, that's not Jorge's fault. The ball hit the foot and went out toward the right side. But Joe Madden wants clarification.
Yeah, Madden wants to get an explanation of that. And we'll take a close look. Yep, he's hit, and he swung at it.
Yeah.
He's out.
He's out.
So it's 5-1. Rays coming in to hit in the bottom of the third. They lead 5-1. 4 in the first. Another run in the second inning. Gabe Kapler will open the home half of the third. He drew that bases loaded walk with a very good at bat in the first inning to get the Rays their first run and keep the inning going.
Well, he sure did. He took some close pitches and he got the walk out of it.
Sabathia's first pitch is a strike.
You know, I'm very impressed what I just saw from David Price to A-Rod. 3-1 changeup, fastball on the hands, 96, strikes him out with a changeup. I would take that sequence, take that home with me this winter, and that's how you pitch in the big leagues.
This one into right field, but Swisher runs it down. One away. Well, Todd Callis has something for us. Todd?
Yeah, well, you guys were talking about MVP a little earlier, and with CC Sabathia on the mound, how about the Cy Young Award as we play this final weekend of the 09 season? Zach Greinke will go tomorrow. He's a lot of people's favorites. You see the numbers there on Greinke, 2.06 ERA. He'll pitch in that big series against the Minnesota Twins. CC, of course, wraps up the season tonight. Justin Verlander could go Sunday if the Tigers need him, and they haven't wrapped things up. But, guys, what do you think? A lot of good candidates there for the Cy Young.
Yeah, and, you know, your favorite has to be Zach Greinke, but a wave and a miss by Upton on the breaking ball. But I think this guy right here, CC Sabathia, is going to get a lot of serious consideration. Because, number one, because of where he is. He's in New York, and he's had a great year. But based on the way a guy pitched, Greinke's got to be my pick. Well,
that's my pick. That's who I would if I had a vote, and I wish I did. But it's a writer's vote. I talked to a couple managers in the last couple of weeks just to get their take when I do the radio show, and asked Ron Gardenhire and I asked Cito Gasson, and both of them said King Felix.
Really?
They love King Felix. They just say this guy is incredible, and you know he's on the West Coast up there in Seattle, and what are those numbers I just saw? 5 losses. Is he 18-5? I mean, we haven't seen him all that much. We did see him, and the Rays actually did well against him on that last Seattle road trip, West Coast trip. But I'm a Greinke guy too. I think you're leading the world in ERA, both leagues, and you're with a team that doesn't score a lot of runs like Kansas City. I got to give it to him.
There's a shot back into deep left center field. Well hit, Hairston on the run off the wall. Upton into second with a stand-up double. Well, BJ has a triple and now a double. He's in scoring position with 1 out in the third. You know,
I mentioned last at bat watching him take batting practice today. He has taken exactly what he was working on in BP today right into the game. 33 doubles. That was a nice swing right here. Nice fluid swing. That's a lot of hands right there. There's the load, the turn, and he goes down and gets it. Good wrist on that one, and he drives it at the base of the wall in left center field.
Now he takes the lead off second. Navarro's in the batter's box. Pitch is low, rolls in behind Posada, but no chance to advance.
You know, one more name he's finished pretty strong that was on that list. I actually liked it. It was Roy Halladay. 9 complete games. I don't think he's going to get it. Yeah. Oh, his numbers are fantastic too. His ERA's in the 2s. If the Rays hadn't hurt him a few times,
the Rays, he probably would have been
his
Cy Young Award.
Exactly. Well, it's interesting. The Rays, I mean, they held their own against CC. They've done well against Roy Halladay. I mean, 2 of the better pitchers in baseball, really.
Yeah, well, Sabathia came in 0-1 this year against the Rays over 3 starts with a 435 earned run average.
I mean, that's impressive. The Rays' only problem is those guys they haven't seen before.
Yep, that's right.
You know, the guys that you see rarely, like the kid Waters, you know, with Orioles, or some of those young starters with the Oakland A's. And you know what? That's not unusual. That's true. I mean, if you haven't seen a guy, the pitcher's always going to have the advantage. But Joe Madden always talks about why the Rays play the East so well. Well, familiarity is what he says. And he's right. He's right on with that. Next year, you just got to get familiar with the West Coast and the East, and the Central, excuse me. A little bit more.
And there's ball 4 high. So a walk follows the double. Dave Island trots to the mound again.
Yeah, they can't let him go too deep. I mean, he's not getting a whole lot out of this outing. I mean, I know Joe Girardi wants to see him get 20 wins, but you got to make a point, a mark at some point and say, hey, it's a law of diminishing returns. We don't, let's sacrifice 20 as a razor clean up as well and not have him get worn out and hurt.
Well, he has over 60 pitches, 1 out into the third.
Yeah, he's at 68 right now, I have.
Yep.
Only 38 strikes. And we saw it from the first inning that we talked about the fastball command or lack thereof. He just hasn't had commands. Breaking balls rolling today. Sliders flat. Just not good stuff tonight. That's all. It happens. I mean, he's been so outstanding all year. Joe Girardi would like to see him get his 20th. CC would love to get it, but I think you got to wait things out here pretty soon if another base runner or two gets on.
Well, here's Fernando Perez. He loops one into center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Upton's on his way to the plate. He will score. The Rays have a 6-1 lead. Fernando Perez comes through and drops a base hit into short center, picking up his second run batted into the year.
He did a lot of thinking in between at bats. he got a base hit this. He said, I'm going to think myself right into a base hit.
Yeah, his thinking is, what's a designated hitter supposed to do? Hit.
Supposed to get a hit. And he drops one into center for the RBI single. It's interesting. I mean, there is no bullpen movement for the Yankees. Joe Girardi just staying steadfast.
Jason Bartlett. And the first pitch is a strike. Jason batting for the third time in this game here in the third inning.
I think one more RBI hit and the bullpen has to get up for the Yankees. 381 batting average, runner in scoring position. Jason Bartlett, fantastic.
It's the best in the league. Too high. 1-1. Jason with a couple runs scored. He has a single and a walk in this game. And that hits him.
I mean, this is enough
Bartlett
already.
hit by the pitch, and that's going to load the bases.
Again, he hasn't had command all day.
Action in the first.
Him on the top of the back right foot right there, the side of it, I should say. Good side shot.
So they're loaded again.
There's the bullpen finally. Have to. Can't hurt your ace. I mean, he just doesn't have it.
And now Carl Crawford chased that one. Strike one. That's Albaladeo. Jonathan Albaladeo is loosening now. One to count to Crawford. He takes that one for a strike. It was a close pitch.
.410. Bases loaded. A couple of slams.
Navarro third. Perez second. Bartlett at first. Sabathia getting together with his catcher Posada. 6 runs, 6 hits for the Rays. A run, 2 hits for New York. fights it off. That ball hit on him, and he fouls it to stay alive.
That's one of those ones you're talking about where he just fights pitches off all season to get another pitch to look at. That's why he's hitting over 300.
And he's out on strikes. So the slider got him. 2 gone.
That was his best breaking ball of the night right there. That was a good one. Good slider, good tilt. That's where CeCe'd like to have been all night. It's a big strikeout right there.
Run home with the bases loaded. 2 outs for Evan Longoria.
Yeah, Evan would like to get the knockout punch right here. Real quality at bat.
Walked twice, the last time an intentional pass. He lays off the pitch away. He would not chase that one. And again he lays off. Back to back off speed, and he would not chase. 2 balls, no strikes. That's away. 3-0. Well, that's some respect there Sabathia has with the bases loaded. He's just gone off speed, off speed, off speed.
He has, absolutely.
And he takes a strike. Fastball in to make it 3-1. Evan 2 for 5 lifetime with 2 home runs against Sabathia.
And he may come back off speed again. 3-1 right here after that fastball.
3-1. And a base hit up the middle. Navarro scores. Perez being waved home. A base hit driving in 2. Bartlett stops at third. And the Rays tack on 2 more to make it 8-1 as Longoria took that one right back into center field.
Yeah, I was surprised he got a fastball because he just doesn't have a good one today. And that was right in the wheelhouse of Evan. What a beautiful swing. He hit a knuckleball back at him. He centered it so well. Take a look at this. They tried to go in. That's a quick swing right there. Beauty. Yeah, he threw him a 2-0 changeup for a ball. He decides to throw him a 3-1 fastball. Right into Evan's wheelhouse.
So it's a 3-run third. Here's Ben Zobrist. Ben shoots a line drive, base hit. First pitch fastball. Bartlett scores. Longoria stops at second. And the Rays now have 9 runs off CC Sabathia. Second run batted into the ninth for Zobrist. And Joe Girardi heads to the mound to make the pitching change.
I'm really surprised it took him that long. I really am. He didn't have a thing tonight. Nothing.
That's it for Sabathia. Rays lead 9-1. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and we'll get the answer to tonight's Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. How many players in Major League history have homered from both sides of the plate in the same game twice versus the same team in a single season? 4 players. That's one of them. Nick Swisher comes in to play first base, moving in from right. So it's Swisher this year against the Rays. Jeff DeVanden for the Angels against Montreal. Ken Caminiti and Chili Davis. Gabe Kapler goes after the first pitch and fouls it. That's a strike, and those are the only 4 guys.
Wow. No Eddie Murray, no Mickey Mantle.
Yep.
Wow.
That's for the totality of the history of the game. There's Harry Kinski in right field now with Teixeira out of the game and Swisher coming in from right to play first, and Hinske in right field. 0-2 the count to Kapler. Upton will be next, and then Navarro.
Well, Carlos Pena, Mark Teixeira, 39 home runs. Stands another day.
Kapler lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alvaladeo on the mound. He came in with a couple men out in the 3rd. And a ground ball to short. And a line drive, base hit over Rodriguez into left. Kapler hustles his way around first and puts on the brakes. Gabe has his first hit. The Rays have 9.
Center fielder number 2, B.J. Upton.
There's B.J. Upton. Hey, he's got the triple out of the way and a double. So if he can get a hold of one, he could make it interesting for the Rays here late.
Yeah, the way he's swinging. And the way I saw him today, he was hitting the ball deep into the seats. Batting practice. See what happens.
Pitch inside.
He's due for one anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, why not? Make a phone call.
And the breaking ball drops in. He takes that one for strike 1, 1-1. Upstairs. So it's a 2-ball, 1 strike count. BJ's triple was into right center. His double off the wall in left center. Two, 1. Swings wide. 3 balls and a strike. Rays and the Yankees tomorrow night, Sunday afternoon, and then depending on what happens over in the American League Central, there's a strike. Baseball's postseason is set to begin, and that's possible, still possible for a playoff game. It would be Tuesday in Minnesota if the Tigers and the Twins wind up tied.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that the White Sox are leading 8-0 over the Tigers in the 8th.
Hey, there's a drive into right center field. That ball's well hit. It is gone. Home run into right center field. B.J. Upton hits his 11th home run of the year. A 2-run shot. And Upton is having a big offensive night. 5 runs batted in. We're only in the 4th. He already has a triple, a double, and a home run.
Oh, he got inside that one right there. That's a nice swing. Got his hands in and centers it. Great backspin over the right center field wall right there. Well, had a phone call out. And
yep, there you go.
He answered it.
And that makes it 11-1. Ball hit on the ground by Navarro, and Rodriguez at third makes the throw to first. Navarro's out of there. Well, the Rays have never had a hitter hit for the cycle. And now B.J. Upton has all the tough ones.
Well, you figured, too, we're only in the fourth inning. He's probably going to get at least 2 more at-bats to get that single.
Here's Fernando Perez. Well, this could be fun now. Perez takes one upstairs. The Rays with an 11-1 lead. B.J. has scored 2 runs and has driven in 5 now.
Well, you take a tape of this game home for the winner, too, for B.J.
1-1 the count.
Some really nice swings. I mean, that's by good technical swings, too. I mean, he's getting the foot down, better load, better use of the hands, better use of the legs.
He's already had a career night in runs batted in with 5. 1-2 to Perez. Fernando, right-handed, dropped a base hit. The run batted in the third. It's outside. It's 2-2. It's Marte, the lefty, loosening in the bullpen, and a ground ball over the mound. Jeter at short, throws not going to be in time. Perez beats it out. Perez using that speed has an infield hit.
Well, once Jeter hesitated just a little bit, he had no chance with that speed of Fernando. And especially swinging left-handed, gets out of the box well. The ball stays down. Just a little extra shuffle right there by Derek so he can get the grip of the baseball, and that cost him. Fernando's smelling that one all the way.
The 11th hit of the night for the Rays. Now Jason Bartlett. Slow breaking ball misses. Bartlett making his 4th plate appearance here in the 4th inning of this game.
Keep the base runners moving. Keep the line moving. Get BJ maybe 3 more at bats. Who knows?
It's upstairs. 2-0. Call to the bullpen. We get somebody stirring. Dave Island, the Yankee pitching coach. It's inside. 3-0. We saw Marte up there for just a moment, but then he sat down. We'll get more action. That's Ramirez. He was up earlier in the game. And a strike call. 3-1. So Ramirez is up for the second time.
He's got the good changeup, Ramirez. Really good changeup.
Up and in for ball 4. So Bartlett is on for the 4th time. A single, a walk, a hit batter, and a walk. That moves Perez into second.
There's not a whole lot of command from Al Valadejo either. He's not finishing off his pitches either. He's just standing straight up.
Island goes to the mound to utilize a little time. 2 men on with 1 out. Don't forget you can place your reservation for 2010 Rays season tickets Ensure the best seats, biggest savings, and all the great benefits by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or visiting RaysBaseball.com. Carl Crawford up here once again. The breaking ball is low to Carl. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch is foul the other way. That'll play 1-1. Pitch inside, 2-1. We've been tracking that Kansas City Minnesota game. Elman Young hit a grand slam in the bottom of the first to get them off and rolling. The Twins got off to an early lead, a big early lead, and the Tigers struggling in their game.
Yeah, a couple of X-rays affected the pennant race in Central.
Foul ball out of play. 2-2.
Edwin Jackson, they were looking for a big start from Edwin Jackson tonight against the White Sox, and he got knocked out. And it's 8-0 right now in the 9th inning. So the White Sox are going to beat the Tigers, and it looks like the Twins are going to beat the Kansas City Royals, and that'll be 1 game out.
1 game out with 2 games to play. Swing and a miss. Crawford is out on strikes. First strikeout for Albaladeo. 2 gone in the 4th.
Pretty good pitch right here. Breaking ball. Big wave by Carl. Going over the top of it. Well, you know, the tough part about that for the Tigers and the Twins, especially the Tigers, Verlander may have to pitch one more time, or even in a playoff, which means he couldn't go a game 1 against the Yankees if they win. He probably couldn't pitch twice. Well, he couldn't pitch twice in a 5-game series, and it went that far.
This pitch is down. Well, that's where the Yankees have the advantage. They're going to have the home advantage throughout the playoffs, and they're going to get the pick. At least how they start the playoff. 1 ball, no strikes here. The count to Longoria.
Well, and the word is that if they could pick Wednesday, day off Thursday, and then Friday, and then you could have Rivera and Hughes, their 2 key bullpen guys, rested with a day in between there.
Yeah, and I think Hughes could make a big difference,
big time,
in what happens in the postseason with the Yankees. And I really think as talented as this New York team is, with all the offense and all that, I think Hughes is a real key for them.
He is.
In the postseason. Longoria lifts a pop-up left side of the infield for Jeter, who makes the catch. That retired the side. The Rays scored 2. We're through 4. The Rays lead 11-1.
The number 9 slot as a DH. And as you can see, since the invent of the DH back in 1973, it's only happened 2 other times. In 2005, a July game with Cleveland and Oakland, Jason DuBois and Dan Johnson, last year's hero for the Rays. And earlier this year, as Cleveland played Toronto, Ben Francisco and Travis Snyder both batted 9th as a DH. So only the 3rd time since 73, the start of the DH, have we had 2 guys bat in that position, number 9, as a designated hitter. Guys, back to you.
Boy, Todd has been working very hard.
That's good information.
To dig up that information.
Yeah,
that's great stuff.
I'll have to file that and use that. a beverage with the guys.
Yes. A ball, 2 strikes the count on Jose Molina. Derek Jeter and Jerry Hairston Jr. will follow. 2-2 now. Price gave up a run in the second inning. The base hit by Cabrera. Strike 3 call. Molina's out on strikes for the second time. 1 out.
Good fastball right here, down. Down, nice pitch. Look at that, right across the knees.
Takes care of the first hitter. Now back to the top side of the order, and it's Derek Jeter. Jeter had that battling at bat against Price, a 10-pitch at bat in the second inning, and Price finally got him on a ground ball to short. Starts him with a breaking pitch, curveball high, 1-0. It's a tap foul. 1-1.
Well, that was a nice gesture. Gave the ball to a youngster.
2-1.
That's Derek Jeter for you, though. See, he's a nice guy.
That's right. There you go. The winner in more ways than one. The fly ball back into right. Kapler will go to the track toward the corner and grab it. 2 outs. Nice play by Gabe Kapler in right field.
Yeah, that's probably a home run in Yankee Stadium. Would have been number 19, but not here. That is a nice play. Watch him track it right into the glove as it's fading away from. That's. Boy, he didn't take his eye off. You got to track it right into the glove. That's a tough play.
You know, you mentioned that would have been a home run in New York, and that's right. You know, Jeter's a great player, and one of the great things about him, he's also an opportunistic player. He's hit 13 of his 18 home runs at Yankee Stadium.
Hey, why not? I mean, he goes that way anyway.
Yep, that's kind of his natural swing. Strike the count.
Play the elements. It's smart.
0-2. I'll tell you, you know, when you consider MVP, and you know, all season the attention was focused on Teixeira. Well, he's got to be the guy to be the MVP. But you know, Jeter to me is a very good pick for that award.
Yeah, I really believe that too. In fact, I thought a couple of years ago he should have won it. I thought he should have won the MVP. You know, the power numbers, not going to hit 35 home runs, but he's just the intangibles that he brings to this ball club. It's just, you know, I mean, so steady. Guy you can count on. Big hits. Big stolen bases. I mean, you know, you see how he plays the game. If it requires a bunt, he'll do it on his own to get a guy over or lead an inning off or whatever.
Just went outside. How many young players, when they sign, say, well, Derek Jeter is my favorite player? Well, number one, you couldn't find a better guy to try to emulate.
Yeah.
But try to emulate him, because he does everything.
Yes, he does.
The pop-up. Price is making the call. He's got it to retire the side. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's 11-1 Rays. Very good position to hit for the cycle tonight. The Rays have never had a batter hit for the cycle.
BJ's due to hit fourth in this inning as Ben Zobrist steps up to the plate, so he's going to get 2 more bats for sure.
David Robertson is the new pitcher for New York, 2-1 in 43 prior appearances with a 324 earned run mark.
This guy's got good stuff. Look at those strikeouts. 62 strikeouts in 41 2/3 innings. He's got a good arm. He's got a good breaking ball, too.
Down to the University of Alabama. He's pitched to Zobrist and pops it into short left. Hairston coming in and grabs it. 1 pitch, 1 out. High bar next, then Kapler, and any deeper, it would be Upton.
Your first baseman, number 16, Willie High
Willie's fouled out, struck out, and grounded out.
You know, with all the offense tonight, David Price is pitching well. I mean, if he could finish the season with 10 wins and the way he's pitched the last couple of months, boy, that's a real positive going into next spring.
Right about that. You know, when you look at the Rays rookie starters, Price, Neiman, and Davis, there's a lot to like there.
Oh, you're not kidding.
2-0, and so far, those three have gone 23 and 14 with a 4.14 earned run average.
And then you take the two veterans,
yeah.
Garza and Shields.
Yeah, the veterans, one's 25 and the other's 27.
I mean, that is some kind of staff going into next spring. Those 5 guys right there, you take those in a heartbeat.
And you've got Hellickson who can't be too far away.
Got to crack it somehow.
It's inside.
Well, like Andrew Friedman said the other day, in all likelihood, he'll probably start in AAA, but I wouldn't be surprised if he comes up at some point in 2010. But you never know. Spring training, what happens?
3-1 is
a good problem.
On the right side, sure is. That took a strange hop, and Swisher made the adjustment and the play unassisted. 2 outs.
He has fun no matter what the score is. This guy just loves playing a game. Been big for that clubhouse too, Nick Swisher. He's a great guy too. Look at that! Wow. Stayed with it. Didn't overcharge it.
All right, enough of those. 2 outs. This gave Kapler. First pitch fastball in for a strike. Gabe had a big walk, as we mentioned, back in the first. Singled and scored in the 4th inning. He's got a couple of runs scored tonight. That's a strike.
This guy's got a nice curve. That's the breaking ball I'm talking about. He's got good stuff. Yep, here it is. Look at that. Nice. Tight, good rotation. A hard one.
Still 2 strikes.
Well, you're right. Phil Hughes is going to be key in that 8th inning role, getting the ball to Rivera. He's been great for him. Once they solve that problem, along with, of course, the offense they had, the Yankees took off, but that was a big issue for the first month or two.
They're concerned, as we mentioned in the past about their pitching. They wanted to get a couple of strong arm guys in the rotation to give them a better shot in the postseason. That's a fair ball down the left field line. He hit a breaking ball, and Kapler's digging for 2, and then they're ahead of the throw. On for the 3rd time, picking up his 15th double.
Hey, a couple of hits against righties too, getting a chance to play against all-comers tonight. Single last time, and this time he gets this is a hanging breaking ball. That's not the good one right there, and he jumps all over it. Puts it inside the bag, and always hustling out of the box. He was looking for 2 as soon as he hit it. So Gabe plays.
Kapler's at second base with 2 outs, and here's B.J. Upton. So he's going to get his first shot at completing the cycle. B.J. 3 for 3 tonight. Facing the right-hander Robertson. And he takes the first pitch. That's a fastball, and that's a strike. BJ tripled into right center. And a line drive over Cano's head at second that went all the way to the wall for a triple. He doubled in the third and homered in the fourth. And he takes another pitch, and that one's in there for a strike.
Couple of good fastballs. That one was a better location for Robertson. The one before, the first pitch was right down the middle.
So BJ behind in the count. A 2-strike count with Kapler at second, 2 gone. And a breaking ball that he did not offer. Checked in time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So there's the triple. That came in the first with the bases loaded. Doubled off the wall and left center in the third. And then hit a 2-run homer to right center field. That came on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, he's been jumping on the fastball all night, and in this sequence he took the first 2 fastballs for strikes.
The 1-2, and there's a line drive and a base hit into right. Kapler's going to score, and B.J. Upton is hit for the cycle, driving in his 6th run of the night. That will make it a 12-1 game, and B.J. Upton becomes the first Ray to ever hit for the cycle. A triple, a double, a home run, and now the base hit.
He was just setting them up. He was looking for the breaking ball the whole time, and he got one. He got a 1 and 2 curveball, and he centered it and shoots it into right field.
Well, they got the difficult ones out of the way early. In fact, the most difficult one, he took care of that his first time up when he tripled. So he's at first. He's hit for the cycle. Hey, it's only the 5th inning. And now here's Deanna Navarro taking a pitch. Here's a look at that base hit.
Yeah, that's a curveball up, and he stayed with it. You could see him leaning back for just a split second, but he didn't bail out of there. He stayed with it. The ball broke over the plate, and he drops it into right field.
And a strike to DeOtter. Well, the Rays have 12 runs and 13 hits tonight as we play in the bottom of the 5th inning. 9 runs off Sabathia, 2 off Alvaladeo, and now a run off Robertson. Navarro sends it foul. That's slicing. It's beyond the bullpen mound. 1 and 2.
It's one of those nights around Major League Baseball where some teams are putting up double figures. Arizona's got 12 runs today. Baltimore's got 13 runs on the board for them. Minnesota's got 10 in the 5th inning, and the Rays in the 5th right now at 12.
Walked and scored in the 3rd, otherwise 0 for 2. The Rays have scored a run in every inning so far tonight. One, 2, fouled away. Starting this game with the left-hander Sabathia on the mound, and now he hits left-handed against the right-hander Robertson. And it's away. 2 and 2. Breaking ball that stayed out there.
I wonder if anybody's done the cycle in 5 innings. That's what I wonder.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Triple in the 1st, double in the 3rd, homer in the 4th, and single in the 5th.
2 is low. The count is full now. Rays first tonight. Upton hitting for the cycle.
That's what I love about baseball, because you wouldn't think on a night that CC Sabathia is going for 20, maybe a guy who wins the Cy Young Award would be a cycle night, would you?
Nope. Ground ball right side. Cano with the pickup. That'll take care of the Rays, but they pick up a run on the RBI single by B.J. Upton, and that single completes the cycle for B.J. First time in Rays history, and the Rays now lead 12-1. We go to the sixth. Visit the official online shop of the Rays at RaysBaseball.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. A career night for B.J. Upton here against the Yankees. He's hit for the cycle, has driven in 6 runs. And as we go to the sixth, the Rays lead 12-1. The former Ray, Eric Hinsky, hitting for the first time since he entered the game in the fourth. 1 strike to count.
I'm efforting here on this fastest cycle. I found one. Gary Matthews Jr. in 06 had a single in the first, double in the second, triple in the fourth, and a home run in the sixth inning.
Sixth, okay.
Okay, there's one.
The ground ball over the mound, up the middle. Bartlett turns and throws and gets his man. Jason Bartlett, ranging to his left, scooped and turned completely around to position himself to make the throw.
Well, that's why he was profiled in the pregame show about one of the best shortstops in the American League. He and Derek Jeter. There's the defensive side of Jason Bartlett right there. Fantastic play. And didn't quit on it. Great hands, 360. Throw to Willie Eyeball. Nice play.
Now Alex Rodriguez. And a liner caught by Zobrist. The ball started to sink as it approached Ben. He made the grab. 2 outs. Bases empty, 2 gone. Nick Swisher, who has walked twice. Price has given up 2 walks and 2 hits. 2 walks to Swisher, and the hits came back to back in the second from Cano and Cabrera. After Swisher had walked the first time, and that led to the Yankee run. There's a long fly ball back into left. Crawford will go to the wall. He's got it, and that retires the side. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom half of inning 6. 12-1 Tampa Bay. And it in and hitting for the cycle. So we move into the home half of the 6th. The Rays lead 12-1. Wholesale changes defensively for the Yankees. Brian Bruni is the new pitcher. He is their 4th pitcher of the night. And it's close to a complete defensive overhaul now for New York.
Hey, it's the
Next,
second.
Hairston goes to play second base. Hairston at second. Juan Miranda is at first base, and I don't know where he went. He disappeared, but he's in the game and will play first base. They're going to get Pena to play shortstop. Hinsky's going to move over to play third. And there's Pena, the new shortstop. And Hinsky, who had entered the game in right field, now is at third. And a new look in the outfield. Miranda, I guess, had to find his first baseman's mitt.
I think so.
In left is Freddie Guzman. Gardner's going to be in the game. There he is in center field. And that's Duncan in right field. First pitch to Fernando Perez, and that's a strike. Just like spring training all over again.
Boy, you're not kidding.
Perez lifts the fly ball into center, and Gardner's there to make the catch. So one away. No, Robertson worked an inning. The Rays got a run off him. How about that?
Just like spring training. Rivera getting an inning of work.
So now Bartlett is due, but Brignac will hit for him. And Crawford's due next, but Gross is on deck to hit for him.
And you know what? Rivera may just be doing a side session just to get that out of the way. He may not face hitters. I'm sure he will in the next day or so face some hitters. I don't know about tonight. We'll see.
Gabe Gross on deck.
Yeah, Joe Girardi's getting his guys ready for the postseason. Well, he said that he was going to put his starters out there for CeCe, and if they had a chance to get the 20th win for CeCe, everybody would be in there. But this game has become a blowout, obviously, and Joe Girardi did the right thing, getting his guys out of there, his starters.
One out, 2 strikes the count to Brignac. Way high. Well, the Rays got 9 off Sabathia, 2 runs off Alvaladeo, and 1 off Robertson. Two and 2 now to Reed. Brignac hitting .286. Takes ball 3, and the count is full.
This guy looked like he was going to be the 8th inning guy when he started the season.
Sure did.
Boy, he was going about 96 miles an hour, striking everybody out. Remember him pitching right back here back in April, and he looked great. In fact, he took offense in the offseason when people said, well, they don't have an 8th inning guy. He was the guy that stood up and took offense to that. Said he wanted to be that guy. For a moment, he was.
3-2 is fouled.
But you're right. Phil Hughes is taking that job. What I like about Phil Hughes in the 8th, being a starter, he throw his curve and his slider in the 8th inning. He's not just a one-pitch guy, obviously.
Yeah, and I think we started to talk about that earlier, and then all of these runs kind of got in the way, which we're not complaining. Brignac sends a fly ball into left. Guzman goes back a few steps to make the catch, but I really think the Yankees, they got the strong arm in Sabathia, and they got Burnett. A couple of strong arms there. Pettit pitched well, but I really think they have enough offense to carry into the postseason, and I think if they get involved in a situation where they've got to score some runs, they'll score some runs, and they've got a couple of guys in Hughes and Rivera who can settle down the back end of the game.
Yeah, and they've got a couple of starters at the top, especially CeCe, that can take you deep to get to that bridge to Rivera.
Gross now, and he takes a strike.
Not tonight, obviously. It's probably his worst start of the year. But normally CeCe takes you into the 7th at least, and usually into the 8th inning.
One and one to count. Well, that's reflected by the number of innings he pitched this year. He came into this game 4th in the American League among pitchers and innings pitched. 1-1 right now. Foul back.
I think he came in at 227 and a third. He went 2 2/3. So if I have it right, 230 innings is what he finishes at before the postseason starts. So he's kind of used to that. I mean, he's been in the postseason the last couple of years. Last year, of course, with the Brewers.
1-2 count with the bases empty. 2 gone.
Boy, they used him a lot. He was pitching on 3 days rest last year to try to get to that wild card. Milwaukee last year.
So deflects off Posada. A little part of Wally Bell. 2-2. Rays have had runners on in every inning. They've scored in every inning. 2 men out here in the 6th with nobody on, and the count is 2-2. Well, tomorrow night it will be Jeff Neiman against Andy Pettit as the pitching matchup is listed now. Wade Davis Sunday. Neiman after that 13th win. Wade Davis after number 3. Strike 3 call. Gross caught looking. We are through 6 and the Rays lead 12-1. 1,000 youngsters 14 and under receive a Raymond wind-up walker. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets. 7th inning finds Jorge Posada leading off and taking the pitch down. Rays have made a few changes. Gabe Kapler switches from right field to left field. He replaces Crawford there. Gabe Gross stays on to play right field. New look on the infield as well, and there's a strike to Posada. It's Chris Richard now in the game to play first. Willie Ibar goes from first to third. And Reed Brignac in the game at shortstop. 1-2 the count to Posada.
And I would think Jorge Posada would be out of there after this at bat. He's caught enough pitches tonight.
Two.
David trying to hit the outside corner. That's away. That's plenty outside.
This will be his 90th pitch of the night, and he missed a little bit wide. The count is full.
Yeah, you'd like to see him get through 7. 7 good innings. That ERA where it is, it's 4.45 right now as we speak.
Strike 3. He threw him a 3-2 breaking ball and got him looking.
Yeah, I love that. There's a couple of sequences tonight I think really you got to take into the winter. Say this is what you're going to have to do next year. And that's throwing breaking balls and changeups behind the count. There's the breaker right there, 3-2. And see, Jorge hasn't seen that. He went, whoa. He's looking fastball all the way. Already asked him. Yeah, I think he's out of there.
More and more we're seeing pitching out of the young left-hander. There's a strike to Gardner. Strike 2, 0-2. Well, then you had to think. Posada talks it over with Girardi. Price is a bright young man, and he figures things out quickly.
Yeah, he threw some changeups behind the count to A-Rod back in the 3rd inning. I noted these couple of different sequences that really are important in his last start here. To take that and put it right in your memory bank. and bring it out next spring.
Ground ball shortstop. Brignac up with it. And a quick throw to first. Gardner's out of there. 2 gone. We've been doing a little checking on that hitting for the cycle in 5 innings. And Kevin, Todd Callis has come up.
I knew he would.
With Mike Lansing. And they're going to continue to search. But Lansing did it in June of 2000 for the Rockies against the Diamondbacks.
Look at that, in 4 innings.
See, he had hit for the cycle in 4 innings.
Yeah.
How about that?
He scored 17 runs in 4 innings. So Lansing had a triple in the first, a homer in the second, a double in the third, and a single in the fourth. BJ was, I don't think it matters to BJ. But it is pretty interesting to me. I mean, wow. There's 4 at-bats. 4 at-bats in 5 innings, but
so far that's the fastest one we've found. 1-1 the count to Pena, and he fouls it back into the screen. Now 1-2.
There could be somebody that did it and had a couple at-bats in 1 inning. It could have been in 3 innings.
Yep.
Or 20 runs in 3 innings or something like that.
BJ hitting for the cycle in 5 innings. That's getting it done. And the first Ray ever to hit for the cycle. A little bit wide right there. 2-2. Tap foul. Well, Lansing did what BJ did tonight. He got the difficult one out of the way in the first inning, the triple, and then went from there. He flip-flopped the home run and the double. BJ went double and home run, and then a single, 4th time up to complete the cycle. Young lady with a souvenir baseball.
Yeah.
She'll share.
Show and tell right there. Saying don't get attached to that now.
2-2 is fouled. We'll see another 2-2 from David Price. Well, things will be better shortly. Well, maybe not. 2-2 to ground ball to short. Brignac up with it, and that takes care of New York. In the 7th, Rays lead 12-1. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Autoway Toyota.
When you need a car, truck or van, who you gonna call? Autoway.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. 7 innings and a rewind, and the Rays lead 12-1. Dale Thayer is the new pitcher as Jose Molina takes a big cut and misses. Strike 1. 7 innings for David Price. He made 103 pitches tonight and departs with a 12-1 advantage. 1-1 the count. He gave up just the 2 hits, back-to-back singles by Cano and Cabrera in the 2nd inning. 1 run, 2 hits. He struck out 5, walked 2, and hit a man. Molina, ground ball, and it's past the diving Brignac into center. And Molina opens the 8th inning with a base hit. So that's the first Yankee hit since the 2nd inning.
And Dale Thayer, the fastball in. Molina just got it a good spot. Brignac just dives over the top of it. He got to it, but he was over the top of the ball with the dive.
And they're on for the 10th time for the Rays. He's had a couple of call-ups this year and a 4.22 ERA. That's a strike. On Miranda up there. his first at bat tonight. Foul the other way. Miranda with a run batted in for the Yankees and a couple of hits and 6 at bats.
Put together a little bit, get some strength to him.
He looks at this one a little low. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Still 1-2. Miranda had 19 home runs in the minor leagues this year for Scranton. At 290 there with 82 runs batted in.
Yeah, he's got some arms on him. I would believe that.
And the pitch is a ball. It's 2-2. Miranda, Cuban born and originally signed with the Yankees in December of '06. A little bit low. Takes a look at that one. The count is full. There's a shot. Boy, he got hold of that one and sent it out of here. Miranda hits a deep home run into right center field, teeing off on a 3-2 pitch, and that will make it a 12-3 ball game.
That was a blast. Well, you know, we were touching on it. You could tell he has plenty of strength. That body he's got put together, big strong body. There's some bat speed there as well.
Miranda tees off on this one, his first major league home run on that 3-2 pitch, and there was no question about that one.
I mean, deep. Look at that thing. Back at the stands.
There's Hairston popping it up. Richard makes the catch at first. So a couple of runs in here in the 8th on the Miranda home run. So the Yankees already leading the league in home runs. They have 242 now. That ties a franchise record set in 2004. Here's Eric Hinsky. He takes the pitch in there for a strike. Two. And he checked in time. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Kerwin Danley back there at third base says no. Pretty close. I think he held up.
That's a strike call. So Hinsky is caught looking. 2 outs in the 8th. And we'll take a look at the Rays hole leaders for Just for Men hair color. Grant Balfour 18 and Dan Wheeler 16. Brian Schaus in double figures with 11. Middle relievers keep their teams in the game. You too can stay in the game with Just for Men hair color. 2 outs in the 8th. Here's Shelley Duncan. ball, no strikes. Duncan playing right field. It's fouled back and out of play. 1-1. There, gave up the base hit, then the home run. Since then, a pop up and a strikeout. And that's wide. 2-2. Fly ball toward the line and left. Kepler is there. That retires the side. Couple runs score. We got to the bottom of the 8th and the Rays lead 12-3. And for B.J. Upton, the Rays lead 12-3. B.J. has hit for the cycle tonight, becoming the first Ray ever. That turned out to be a triple as he lined it into right center. He doubled off the wall in left center in the 3rd. Homered on a 3-2 pitch into right center field in the 1st and singled in the 5th. There's the base hit off the breaking ball to complete the cycle. All of that took 5 innings. And the first Ray ever to hit for the cycle. Here in the bottom of the 8th, he faces Phil Hughes. And the first pitch. And a line drive base hit into left. Upton has another hit. How hot is he?
Wow.
5 for 5 tonight. Hitting for the cycle and driving in 6 runs.
He just blistered that fastball. That's a quick swing right there. Short and quick. Wow, good use of the hands. Nice short swing. Gets the foot down. Little hip turn right there. Leg turn. Gets his hips and hands through the ball. Nice.
5-hit night for Upton, and here's Deanna Navarro. Pitch is in there for a strike. Navarro walked and scored in the 3rd. Fouls this one out of play. 0-2. So a couple of career highs for Upton. 5 hits and 6 runs batted in, both career highs. So a 5-hit night for B.J. Upton. 3 other Rays have done that. Julio Lugo did it in June of 04. Carl Crawford had a 5-hit game in May of 06, and Tomas Perez did that in July of 06. 1-2 the count. So Upton with a 5-hit night becomes the 4th Ray to do that. And the first time the Rays have had anyone here at Tropicana Field do it, the other 3 were all on the road.
The thing about his swings tonight, too, I mean, he is really centering the ball. Every one of them. I mean, they're not the single, breaking ball that he dropped into right field. He still hit it well enough, but the other ones have just been rockets. The home run, the triple was a bullet over Cano's head. The double to left, the home run to right. Those are all really hit with a lot of backspin.
And a line drive base hit into center field for Navarro. Upton goes to second. And DeHonor has his first hit tonight. Base hits here in the 8th against Hughes.
I'm going to say good for DeHonor. He played this long, catches this type of game where you're out there a long time, at least on the Rays offense. You want to chip in a little bit and get 1 point on the board for yourself. Nano's got a couple.
Perez, a base hit and a run batted in the 3rd. And the infield hit in the 4th inning. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 men on, nobody out. That's a strike on the outside part of the plate. The Rays tonight with 12 runs, 16 hits. Rays 2 hits short of their season's high of 18. That came against Boston at the end of April. 2-1. Most runs the Rays have scored in a game this year, 15. They've done that twice, and the last time was about the 3rd week of May against the Florida Marlins. 2-2, a fastball by Fernando.
And a good one right there. Marte is up in the bullpen for the Yankees. I'm sure that Joe Girardi doesn't want Phil Hughes to have an extended inning. He wants him to get some work, but definitely doesn't want to leave him out there for 25 or 30 pitches.
2-2. Perez fouls this one away. Rays scored in each of the first 5 innings. They now have a threat going in the 8th. They've had men in scoring position in every inning except the 6th. And Perez takes that one close for ball 3.
That's a pretty good pitch right there. Phil Hughes thought he had it. Had to be away. It wasn't down.
The story so far tonight. The ground ball shortstop. Pena, the second one, first base, no chance as Hairston tried to turn it, but with the speed of Perez, no shot. Navarro forced at second. Now men first and third with 1 out.
If you're ever going to double up Perez, you'd think this would be the ball right here. He hits a 1-hopper right at Pena. Good feed, quick turn. No chance. He could fly. Beat that easily.
Now we go to the top side of the order and read Brignac. We're in the bottom of the 8th. And again, Chicago shut out Detroit 8-0. Minnesota jumped to a big early lead tonight. Twins playing at home against Kansas City at one point led 10-0, and Kansas City came back with 5 runs.
Yeah. 7th inning, 10-5.
Brignac takes it for a strike, and it's now 1-1.
You know, I keep track of the National League too, and Dodger Stadium. The Rockies are up 2-0 on the Dodgers, and they could come back and actually win that division.
They could with a sweep.
That's amazing. Dodgers have not played good ball here in the last few weeks.
There's a shot toward the right field corner. That's going to one-hop the wall. Upton will score. Perez goes to third on the double by Brignac, and Brignac continues to sting the baseball, picking up a 2-base hit, a run batted in, and now it's 13-3.
Yeah, he's had a nice homestand. He had some big hits against the Orioles, and that ball jumped off his bat on that swing, and that is enough. Joe Girardi's coming out right now. Here's the pitch. Ball slid right back into his swing right there. And he jumped all over it.
So Hughes will depart after the double by Brignac. We'll be back with the left-hander Marte in a moment. Visit tobacco3florida.com for more information. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. E.J. Upton, the big story for the Rays tonight, at least one of them. A 5 for 5 night. He's hit for the cycle. He scored 3 runs and has driven in 6. And Jeff Bennett is the new pitcher for the Rays. He faces Freddie Guzman. First plate appearance for Guzman in this game. And the pitch from Bennett is a strike. Cervelli, the catcher, will be next. Fly ball into left. Kepler is there and makes the catch, 1 away. Cervelli, 1 inning for Thayer, a couple of hits, 2 runs on the home run. He struck out 1. And a nice job tonight by David Price. He made 103 pitches in working 7 innings.
Yeah, that's the thing that shouldn't go unnoticed. It's a great offensive night. BJ's been incredible tonight, but I think the way he pitched and the sequences, some of the breaking balls and change-ups behind the count that David threw, very important.
There's a strike to Cervelli. Yeah, this is a not only a great night for Upton, but a very good night for David Price to come into this game hooked up against CC Sabathia, who is really pitching for a Cy Young Award in many ways.
Absolutely.
And this is a nice last start of the year for David Price.
You bet. And,
down to first, Richard grabs it, steps on the bag, and Cervelli is out number 2.
Oh, it was behind him. Wow. What a play. It's like a quick hop on him. Picked it up by his ear. Joe, here's a play right here. Look at this hop right there. Hey. Yeah, wave him off. I got it. I had it all the way. No, Joe Girardi gave CC every chance to try to win 20. I mean, he left him in longer than I think he normally would have because it was his last start. Because he's going to have plenty of days off. And it just got, worse and worse. It just got real ugly.
Sure.
But, I know what Joe was doing. He's trying to see if CC gets out of the inning where it's 6-1, the Yankees offense, they got a chance to come back. It just, Longoria really gave him the knockout blow, that 2-run single in the 3rd. And then Zobrist just finished it off with another single. And it was 9-1 at that point.
2-0 the count to Brett Gardner, with Bennett delivering a strike, making it 2-1. 2 outs and the bases empty. Top of the 9th. The Rays have had a 13 runs, 17 hit attack tonight. And that's high. 3-1. Foul ball. That gets Wally Bell.
And he's gonna ice it later. He's not going down now with 1 strike to go. He's like, Wally's gonna take that one for the ballpark.
And I'll tell you, it's
ouch.
It's not easy. They're gonna make sure Wally Bell is okay. You know,
it fit him pretty good.
Absolutely, and he came back from open heart surgery. About 10 years ago. And returned to umpiring, and so they want to make sure that he's okay. And Kerwin Danley came down from third base, and saw Paul Harker out there from the Rays training staff just to be on the safe side.
No, that was the right thing. I think Wally just wanted, hey, let's get going, and I'll check it later. But that's the right thing to do. Hey, Kerwin Dantley's had his own issues. I saw him at Dodger Stadium get a ball in the concussion.
Look out, a base hit back through the middle, and that was a shot that had Bennett flinching out there. It's the 5th New York hit of the night.
That buzzed his head right here. Look at that. Wow. The bullet. The third base umpire, Kerwin Danley, was covering that game, and there was a cross-up. Russ Martin missed a pitch. It was a cross-up, and the fastball was thrown and hit him right in the mask. Knocked him down, and they had to take him off in an ambulance right through the center field fence at Dodger Stadium. So he was out for a while. It was pretty dangerous.
There's Pena. The pitch is a strike. Gardner moves into second. It's a move up on defensive indifference here with 2 out in the 9th inning, and the Rays leading 13-3. That was a 96-mile-per-hour fastball that got it. I'm talking about Danley.
Right in the mask.
Foul ball back. 0-2.
I'm curious what's going to happen. It's for another time, but those new helmets, guys getting hit. Mark Teixeira almost got it in the first inning there. But those new helmets that are designed to withstand a fastball of about 110 or whatever it is.
Danley got hit back in April of this year.
Again. Yes, he did.
Side of the head. 1-2. Hank Blaylock broke his bat, and Danley was working the plate, and that was in about the 3rd week of the season, I think.
That's exactly right. He's had it a couple of different years now. He's gone down, getting hit back there. That was a ball. Way outside.
2-2. And speaking of broken bats, baseball's going to address that. They've got, when the season's over, they think they have enough information to maybe make a decision on what they can do to address that situation, I'm hearing. 2-2 and a base hit into center field. Gardner's on his way to the plate. BJ's going to throw it to the plate. So the run scores. Pena stays at first, driving in the 4th run of the night for New York.
BJ was just trying to save a run on the board against Bennett, so he didn't get that ERA up there, because it was not a situation. Obviously, with Gardner running, it's going to be very difficult to throw him out. But if he slipped and fell, hey, you never know. It's a 1-run game, obviously, or a 2-run game. BJ would have just got it back into the infield.
Here's Molina. Swinging and missing, and on indifference, Pena goes to second.
1-run game, he might have tried to throw him out too. Save the win.
That's right.
2-run game, you can't do that. It'll keep the man from getting in the scoring position.
A little tapper by the mound, charged by Brignac. Throw to first. Rays win it. This one is all over. New York Clark comes up with a run on a couple hits in the ninth inning, but the Yankees take the first game of this series, 13.
For Tampa Bay, he hits Mark Teixeira with the first pitch of the at-bat. Teixeira would stay in the game. All right, enough on that. Bottom first, Rays up 1-0, bases loaded. Sabathia facing B.J. Upton. Robinson Cano can't get to it. Nick Swisher dives, but he can't get to the ball. The second baseman almost got it, and it turns into a bases-clearing triple for Upton. And the Rays go up 4-0. Third inning, Sabathia still struggling, facing Upton again. Rays up 5-1, and Upton sending this one to the wall as well. Upton halfway to the cycle. He's got a triple and a double, and those can be the hardest ones to get. Two batters later, Fernando Perez. Base hit. Upton will come in to score, and the Rays take a 6-1 lead. Now we've been talking about Upton. Remember, this is still Sabathia on the mound here. Later in the inning, Evan Longoria with a base hit. Diano Navarro and Perez score. The Rays up 8-1. Sabathia is still in the game. Ben Zobrist at the plate. That'll bring Jason Bartlett home. The Rays up 9-1, and that's it for Sabathia. He remains stuck on 19 wins because he gave up 9 runs. That ties a career high, and as you can see, it was his glove's fault. Bottom four, back to Upton. Upton a single shy of the cycle, and it's only the fourth inning. The Rays up 11-1. He gets the home run there, so now he just needs a single. And there it is. Gabe Kapler comes in to score. First cycle in Rays history. And Derek Jeter is like, dude, this is your baseball. As the Rays go up 12-1. Bottom 8, Upton's not done yet. How about 5 hits? 5 for 5, 6 RBI in a cycle. That's a full day. The Rays going to win it 13-4.